आवाज आ रही है? गुड मॉर्निंग चतुर्तेजा, गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड मॉर्निंग लिखिता। Yes, good morning Mansa, good morning Tarun, good morning Santosh. So any doubt from previous class, beta? So whatever we have covered till now, till Thursday, that is going to be the questions will be from those topics only. Okay, Deepak, yes, good morning. So whatever we have covered till now will be asked in the questions, right? So today's topic and topic which will be covered in on Saturday, okay, they will be asked in the next test. But you have to study, right? You have to study because these will also be coming in the next test. So we were studying sequential reaction. So any doubt from sequential reaction, beta? Any doubt, or do you want me to re-explain it? Fine. Just there was one thing that you need to understand, that you will have never you will face no problem. Okay. Just you need to do this question. A gives 2b plus C. Now here is 3b plus D gives E, 7E. Now I have given that to prepare 7 moles of E. Okay, question is to prepare 7 moles of E, moles required, minimum moles required of A will be. आप एक काम करो, आप आराम से just solve this question, beta. Okay. Someone has given me the answer. यहीं बैठो ना बाहर. Yes, so someone has given me the answer. You just see if 7 moles are given. So using this is given for us. So I have told you to calculate the moles of any other component present in a reaction. What you need to do, you need to put the stoichiometry of the component for which you want to calculate. Okay, and multiply by the given moles and its stoichiometry. So these will come as 3. So 3 moles of B are required. Okay, so this is 3 moles of B, but I am asking about A. So you just need to carry this 3 moles here. This is our common. This is our common substance. Okay, so you got the information about common. We have 3 moles of B. So you want to calculate this. What will you do? 1 divided by 2 into 3. That is 1.5 moles. So answer will be 1.5 moles. 1.5 moles. Anyone? Yes, Chatur, you are right. Santosh, just check it. Okay, just check it, beta. So these are very trivial problems, beta. You just have to understand how to use the moles of common substance which is appearing in 2 reactions. So anyone who is having doubt? If you are not having, then we can proceed to our next. Good morning, beta. Just check it. I have given you the moles of E. Using that, I have calculated B. And if there are 2 reactions, you do not worry about the stoichiometry. If there are 2 different reactions, just understand. Yes, good morning, Sai Tharun. Yes, I am seeing your name first time. Deepak. Okay, fine. So if just note one thing, if there is a common substance, you do not need to you do not need to adjust the moles. You do not need to adjust the mole according to stoichiometry. Stoichiometry works in a given reaction. It works in a given reaction. Stoichiometry 3 and 7, these are for this reaction. You cannot compare these 2 things. Okay, so you should not commit this such mistake. If you got such kind of problem, you should score full marks. The next concept is very important concept, that is principle of See, our next topic is beta. Our next topic is principle of atomic conservation. It is a very important topic. It is a very important topic because if some problems are given in which they are giving you some, they are giving you information, but using that information, you are not able to write the complete reaction. But they are saying that atoms of some element, atoms of any particular elements are kept conserved. They are giving you information that atoms of particular element are kept conserved. Then you can use this principle. It's a very useful principle, and you will see that utility of this principle is very, very much high, and this saves us so much of time. Okay, so you need to learn this. You write it. Okay, this is applicable. This is applicable. This principle is applicable only on the atom. Only on the atom which is conserved throughout the process. Okay, conserved throughout the process. This word is important, throughout the process. And which atom is kept conserved? The atom, which atom is kept conserved? This will be given in the problem. Information about element which has been conserved will be given directly or indirectly. Directly or indirectly. This method is used. This method is useful to solve problems for which writing chemical equations is not possible. So there might be some problems in which you are not able to write the complete reaction. Okay, if you are not able to write the complete reaction, then there will be case that you are not knowing about the stoichiometry. If you are not knowing about the stoichiometry, then in those cases you are not able to find out the exact molar ratio. Okay, and if you are not able to find out the exact molar ratio, then how will you solve? How will you solve? Right? But to solve such problems, it is very important to have information about the at least one atom which is kept conserved. Okay, so write it down. I will be giving you problem. Write it down. See, till now what we have covered is all about theoretical chemistry. Whatever we have covered, it is all about theoretical chemistry. Now we will be moving towards practical chemistry. That in real life, how things happen. So such cases happens in real chemistry. Okay, there will be complex processes. In complex process, you will not be knowing about all these steps. Okay, all these steps of a given process, but you will be knowing that we have used 12 grams of carbon, and at the end of the process, we are not having any, even not a single atom of the carbon. So you can use that process on the or that question or that problem can be solved using POAC, and you can, in that problem, you can conserve the atoms of the carbon because you have conserved the carbon atoms. You have used 12 grams of carbon, and at the end of the process, there is no atom left of carbon, right? I have taken one example in notes. H2S plus HNO3, it gives sulfur and H2O, right? Just a second. And it gives NO. I am just giving you. Okay, might be this process is given and you are not aware about the stoichiometry. So you can just focus over here. It's very important concept and very you say tricky learning which you can apply on many reactions. See, so what POAC tells, if information about hydrogen is given, so applying POAC on hydrogen, what will you do? We have already solved such problems. So if you apply POAC on H, then hydrogen atoms in the complete reaction should be in the complete reaction should be conserved. For example, if you see in reactant side, the moles of hydrogen or the atoms of hydrogen can be calculated by moles of H2S into 2. This is how you can calculate the moles of hydrogen. Plus, hydrogens are also coming from hydrogen. So moles of HNO3 into 1. This is from the right hand side. And as we want to conserve them, and so on the product side, it is present only in water. So 2 into moles of water into 2. If you use such process, then you have equated the hydrogen atom on the both side. Is it okay, beta? Is it okay? I want your response, beta. Yes, fine. So yes, I will be explaining. Okay, Vani, I will be explaining. So I will be taking another example. Apply POAC on sulfur. So if you see, you need to balance the atoms on the both side. You need to balance the atom on the both side. Okay. So if you see, sulfur is present only in H2S. So moles of H2S into 1, because only one atom is present in H2S. It need to be equal. It has to be equal. It has to be equal. Sulfur, if you see, it is not present here. It is present only in S. So moles of sulfur into 1. This is for sulfur. Is it okay, beta? If information of sulfur has been given, then you are going to use this equation. If information about hydrogen is given, then you are going to use this. Fine. So I am applying it on nitrogen now. I am applying it on nitrogen. So what will you do if you apply it on nitrogen, or then I will be applying it on oxygen. So apply POAC on nitrogen. Very simple. See, nitrogen from the reactant side is coming from HNO3. So moles of HNO3, and you see only one nitrogen is present. So multiply by 1. You have to multiply by the, yes, beta. That is completely right. So see, you have to multiply the moles by the respective atomicity. If you are balancing for nitrogen, check the compound in which nitrogen is present. It is not present in H2S, so I am not taking it. It is present only on HNO3. That is why I have taken only HNO3. And each HNO3 contains only one atom. Okay. So now, if you see here, N of NO, it also contains only one. This is how you have solved it. Let's move ahead to the oxygen. Apply POAC on oxygen. So what you are going to do, you just balance the atoms on the both sides. So atoms are coming from the HNO3. They are not coming from the H2S into 3, because atomicity of oxygen is 3 in HNO3. Now, moles of NO, you have to multiply by 1. Plus moles of water, and you have to multiply by 1. This is how you are going to solve it. If you are having any doubt, please let me know. Fine, thanks for your response. Anyone else who is having any doubt, beta? So this is a method which does not require you to balance the reaction. You do not need to balance the reaction. You could have balanced it, but without balancing also POAC can be applied. That is very simple and a shortcut method for us. But first you have to understood it very clearly. Okay, you do not need balancing. You do not need the full information. You just need the initial reactant and the final product. Okay. So I am giving one problem. and through that I will be explaining it. If 1 gram of calcium, 1 gram of calcium is burnt in excess of oxygen. Excess of oxygen to produce calcium oxide. WCAO, you need to calculate WCAO. Calculate WCAO. Right? Fine. Siddharth, you are having no doubt. Fine, okay. So this problem can also be solved by mole concept. You can solve it, but if you do not know the balancing, just the information used, calcium plus oxygen gives CaO. It is given, weight of the calcium is given. It says it is 1 gram. It says oxygen is in excess. Now you have to calculate the weight of CaO. Right? So what you can do, you just balance the calcium atoms because they have given you the calcium atoms. They have given you the information about calcium atoms. So just balance the calcium atom on the both sides. Applying PaOC on calcium atoms. Can we apply PaOC on oxygen in this problem? Can we apply PaOC on oxygen in this problem? No, beta. Yes, thanks. We cannot apply because information about oxygen is not given. They are just saying that all the calcium atoms are converted. So you can conserve only the calcium atom. We are having no information about oxygen atom. So what you can do, moles of calcium into 1 is equal to moles of calcium oxide into 1. Right? Now moles of calcium can be calculated by using given weight upon molar mass of calcium into 1. This will be weight of calcium oxide upon molar mass of calcium oxide. So just solve it. Weight is given 1. This is 40. It should be equal to weight of CaO divided by 46. So if you solve it, weight of calcium oxide will become 46 upon 4. 40. 1.25 gram. It's very simple. Right now I am writing so many steps because this is our first problem. Okay, yes. You do not need to balance, beta. This is what I am telling Hanok. You do not need to balance. To solve problem using PaOC, you do not require to balance. But you can also solve this by mole concept. If you want to solve it using stoichiometry, you have to balance it. But for PaOC, balancing is not required. Yes, I have, yeah, sorry, 56, sorry. It is 56. 56 upon 40. So it will become 1.4 gram. Thanks. Yes, it is easy method. Very easy method and very useful. Because if you do not know how to balance, even you do not know how to, you do not know about the process, then you can use. But it cannot be used in every method. It depends upon the problem. Okay. But till now, whatever problem we have solved, you can use in all the method, in all the reactions. So I am giving you one important questions. I will be solving 2-3 questions and I will be telling you what is the utility of this process. The next problem says 27.6 gram of potassium carbonate is converted into K2Zn2 FeCN6 twice. This is the compound, right? Zn3. This is the compound. By keeping atoms of carbon conserved. Calculate the weight of salt. Calculate the weight of salt produced. Salt produced. Whenever such kind of information is given, you can use POAC. You should definitely use POAC. So the question says, I do not know K2CO3 is somehow converted. It is converted into some weird compound. It is FeCN6 into 2, right? Through series of process. Okay, it is converted into this thing through series of process. From it, we have converted into B, from B to C, C to something this. So just solve it. I have given you. Just solve it. If you want to know, molar mass of K2CO3 is 138 gram per mole. Try to solve it. The question looks very difficult. If you see at first sight, it looks very difficult. I am waiting for your answers, beta. If you want my help, the molar mass of this salt is 697. You can easily calculate 697. Now please solve it. I am Himanshu. Sir, मैं नीचे वाले फ्लोर पे हूँ. Yes, okay, fine. So I'm just helping. I'm trying to write applying. You can apply POAC on carbon because they have given that carbon atoms are conserved. So if you solve it, then it will be moles of K2CO3 because carbon will be coming from this compound into 1, atomicity is 1, should be equal to moles of this salt, this weird salt, into atoms present of atoms. How many atoms are present? Beta, what are you doing, beta? You are just playing with the chemistry or the common sense. But a mass can never be greater than this. It cannot be. You are using this initial. The final mass cannot be greater than this. Law of conservation of mass. You need to follow that mass. It cannot be greater than beta than this. You are using with this much of amount. Okay, fine. So here you have to keep 12 beta. That's very nice. Someone has told me, Deepak. Yes, that will be 12. Yes, that will be 12. Now you can solve it. I have told you everything. Each information is given. K2CO3, the weight is given 27.6 divided by 138 into 1 weight of salt upon 697 into 12. So if you solve, this becomes 0.2. 0.2 into 697 upon 12. That is weight. Write it. See, we are adding another agents also to prepare this thing, final salt. Okay, we are adding so many other atoms, but we are not given the information about other things. So what we can do, as it has said that atoms of carbon are conserved. Okay, so we have used that thing. Yeah, that's okay, beta, that's okay. So anyone is having any doubt? Anyone is having any doubt? Please, I am waiting for your response, beta. I will be doing one more good problem. Very important problem. Please respond, others. Siddharth saying no. Chaturteja is also saying no. Hanok saying clear, clear, clear. So very important problem. See, I have also given another problem regarding to algae. Okay. So for NEET students, you do not need to solve that problem. But for JEE, they can solve that. The problem related to algae, I have given in the notes. So whenever notes are provided, you just check the question. And if you are having any doubt, I will be explaining it. But there is one good problem, very good problem. It says 3 grams of carbon is want to produce with 5 grams of oxygen. Okay, 3 grams of carbon is burned with 5 grams of oxygen. Now it says if you burn carbon, CO will produce. So tell me the percentage of CO produced. It's very important problem. I can assure you that while solving questions, while giving tests and solving DPPs, you will get such kind of problem again and again. So this problem can be solved using mole concept as well as POAC. This problem can be solved using both methods. But the method of mole concept will take more time. So if we solve it by using POAC, that will help you in saving the time. So if you see, it says 3 grams of carbon. So someone say carbon gives oxygen, carbon and oxygen gives CO. If you see, they have saving 3 grams. So if you calculate moles, it will be 1/4. So if you see, if you balance it, then it will become half. The moles required of O2 must be 1/4 into 2. That is 1/8. If you calculate weight of oxygen, then it will become half 1/8 into 32. That is 4 grams. But they are saying we are using 5 grams of oxygen. So where is the left amount of oxygen is going, right? If we are converting complete carbon into CO, then we are left with 1 gram of oxygen. We are not utilizing it. So it means this reaction is happening, but not completely utilizing 3 grams of carbon. There might be question that we are converting carbon into CO2. I am just explaining the question. Okay, if 3 grams of carbon is converted into CO2, completely converted into CO2, then it will also give 1/4 moles, and this will be 1/4. So weight of oxygen then must be 1/4 into 32, that is 8 grams. But we are provided with only 5 grams. So neither this reaction nor this reaction is going completely. Neither this nor this reaction is going to completely utilize the carbon given. Okay, so there might be possibility that given carbon with the help of oxygen is providing CO as well as CO2. As it says percentage, so you must have doubt that what is the other substance. So percentage of CO, if you see, then carbon on reacting with O2, it provides CO and CO2. Now depending upon the given oxygen, let us try to figure out how many moles of, how much percentage of CO and how much percentage of CO2 will be produced. As you know, carbon is completely utilized as well as oxygen is completely utilized. So you can apply POAC on both. You can apply POAC on both, assuming that, let us say, A moles of CO are generating and B moles of CO2 are generating. Okay, so apply POAC, you will get the answer. Apply POAC on both things. So applying on carbon, so if you see on the reactant side, moles of carbon into 1 must be equal to moles of A into 1 plus moles of B into 1. This is our first equation. This is our first equation. The second equation, using applying POAC on oxygen. Now apply it on oxygen. So it will be moles of oxygen into 2 is equal to moles of CO into 1 plus moles of CO2 into 2. So if you solve it, it will become A, it will become 2B, and moles of the O2 can be calculated by 5 by 32 into 2. And moles of carbon can be calculated by 3 by 12 into 1. So you have two equations. You can easily solve the percentage. Write it down, and if you are having any doubt, let me know. Yes, Vani, you want me to repeat what? The previous problem? Have you written it? But in the previous problem, just conserve the carbon atom on the both side. Just conserve carbon atom on the both side. Just conserve the carbon atom on the both side. The reaction was given K2CO3 gives K2Zn3 FeCN6 ka whole 2. So just to balance the carbon atom, they will be coming from this. So moles of K2CO3 and its atomicity is 1. You need to take the compound. You need to take the compound. Yes, it is 32 beta. So I have written 32. Should be equal to moles of this salt into, if you see, there are 6 atoms into 2, that is 12. That's it. Yes, beta, 32 is oxygen. Krushita. Anyone else is having any doubt? Yes, beta, 5 by 32. Beta, because 5 grams of oxygen are given. They have given you 5 grams of oxygen. Krushita, 5 grams of oxygen, and oxygen, the weight of oxygen should be 2 into 16. O2. That is why I have taken 32. Krushita? Fine. So anyone who is having any doubt, beta, this is very important question. If you want to solve it by mole concept, it will take at least 2 to 3 minutes extra. Right? That is why I have solved it. And I will be giving you a homework on the similar lines. Now, how to calculate percentage of CO? Percentage of CO will be equal to moles of CO, that is moles of CO, that is A upon moles of CO plus moles of CO2. That is A upon A plus B into 100. This is how you will calculate. You calculate for A and B and then solve it. Now I am saying 6 gram of carbon is burned with 9 gram of oxygen. Calculate percentage of CO2 formed. ठीक है? This is your A plus 2B नहीं बेटा. Why are you taking A plus 2B? Percentage, how do you calculate percentage beta? You calculate percentage upon it's the moles of CO2 is B na beta. I have assumed it B. Deepak, I have taken it as B. Okay. So moles of, this is different equation. This is different equation. These are equations, but we have assumed CO2 as B. Okay. The moles of CO2 as B. So it should be A upon A plus B. You solve this question. See, so whenever in any problem, they have given you information about two elements and they say that they are completely consumed and they want you to predict the percentage of any product, then you can use this method. This is very good method. They say using A, you are getting product B and C. Now calculate the percentage. So in such kind of questions where amount of two substances are given and they are asking you to calculate the percentage, then POAC is beautiful method. POAC is beautiful method. You will solve this and let us move to our next concept. This is very important question for NEET as well as JEE, because they will, whenever they give you the question, they do not want you to solve it by mole concept. So they do not expect you to spend 3 or 4 minutes. They want you to just do by 1 or 2 lines. So if you apply POAC, it will take only 1 or 2, 1 minute, only 1 minute. Next is our percentage purity of sample. See, it's a very simple concept, beta. It's a very simple concept. You just write it down. As I have said that we are now moving towards the practical chemistry. So what happens in practical chemistry, if you want to perform certain reaction, you bought some sample, that there might be huge chances, there might be high chances that it is not 100% pure. It is very difficult to prepare something which is 100% pure. But in the question, they will be asking some problem which is required to be solved using that particular compound. But if we have taken the sample, it will be having some certain impurities. They will be having certain impurities. But until unless mentioned, you have to consider those impurities as inert. And these impurities will not going to react with the, or these impurities are not going to react in the chemical reaction. Okay, so you have to remove them. You have to remove them to solve the problem. That's it. Just remove the impurities and solve the problem as we have done till now. It is just that if they said this 100 gram of sample is taken, and it is 80% pure. So what you have to do? You have to just calculate one extra step. You have to do one extra step in which you have to find out the actual weight of the compound. As it says, 80% of the sample is pure. So what you will do? You just calculate the weight of 80% sample. So 80% of the 100 gram will become 80 gram. So you have to solve the question considering the 80 gram. Ignore the remaining 20 gram because the remaining 20 gram is all about impurities, and impurities are not going to participate in the reaction until unless mentioned. Right? Did you get it or shall I repeat it? Did you get it or shall I repeat it? Okay. See, so what I am saying, if you go to the market and buy pulse, buy some pulse, which is your favorite, or you buy rice. You have bought rice 5 kgs. And you want to cook the rice. You want to cook the rice. Yes, beta, I am repeating it. If you have bought the rice that is 5 kgs and you want to cook the rice, what you do? What is the first step that is done in the family? What they do, they just first they try to pick the impurities. Yes, they might contain some pebbles, some impurities, some dust particles. Impurities can be dust particles or the stones or the pebbles. So you need to remove them. Now, if you removed it and it becomes 4.8 kgs. So this is the amount which we can use. This is the amount which we can cook. The same concept apply in chemistry. If you collect some sample, there are high chances that they contain pebbles, stone, or impurities or dust particles. So you have to remove those dust particles before solving the problem. So they will be giving you information that how much impurity is present. And simple. So you just require to readjust the amount. That's the simple thing. That you have to just readjust the amount. The total amount, you just subtract the impurities, you remove the impurities, that's it. So impurities can be present in the form of pebbles, stones, or dust particles, etc. So whatever questions we have done, there might be that they have given percentage of purity. So how do you calculate percentage of purity? Given weight of sample, about actual weight of compound into 100. That's it. You do not need to always apply formula. It's a very simple. Or you can write W reacted upon W given. Because total given will not total given amount is not going to react because it contains some amount of impurity. See, till now what was happening? I will be telling you. Shall I remove it? Shall I remove it? Fine. So if any question it is given 100 gram of NaOH. So it means complete 100%. It means 100% pure. Okay, it is not saying that something else is present. So it is saying 100% pure. So you need to understand the language. And it says 100 gram sample of NaOH. So sample might contain some impurity. It might contain some impurity. Contain some impurity. So I will be giving you some problem, and through that you will able to understand this concept very easily. So I'm giving you one question. It says, calculate the weight of NaOH required to completely neutralize 80% pure or 73% ले लो आप, 73% pure pure 10 gram of HCl sample. Just try it, then I will be giving you the solution. What I have said, just keep that in mind, that you have to adjust the amount of the given sample according to given purity. You just have to adjust the amount. Not 8 बेटा, it is 73%. 7.3 ग्राम हो जाएगा बेटा. चतुर तेजा, you are doing right, but it is 73%. If you see, you know that HCl is acid and NaOH is base. Okay. So you can solve it. Yes, that is okay, beta. So that will produce NaCl plus H2O. It wants you to calculate the weight of NaOH. But it says you have 10 gram, but those 10 gram might contain some impurity. So you solve it, that will come as 7.3 gram. So they have given you 7.3 gram. Weight of HCl they have given you. This is the actual weight of HCl. That is okay. So you can calculate the moles. Moles of HCl will become 7.3 by 36.5. That is 0.2 moles. So exactly the sample is containing only 0.2 moles. The remaining amount is of impurity, and impurity might not react with base. Okay, or the impurity might be of basic nature. That is why it is not reacting with base. So we need to remove that amount because it is not going to react with NaOH. So as moles of HCl are 0.2, using the stoichiometry, you can simply say the moles of NaOH will be 0.2. Now, so how will you calculate the weight? NaOH will 0.2 into 40, that is 8 gram is required. Yes, okay, fine. So you have given the, so final answer will be 8 gram. So I want the response from each one of you. Did you get it? You give me permission, then only I will proceed, beta. Did you get it? I want response. Okay, fine. See, so understand, since the first day, I am doing two kind of problem. In the first, reactant is given, product is asked. In some problems, product is given, you need to calculate the reactant, the reverse. So you have to practice also the reverse. So I am giving one more problem, which says, now I am giving you some information, okay? And I want you to ask the percentage purity. In the previous problem, purity was given. Now I am asking you purity, percentage purity. So it says 50 gram of calcium carbonate on heating produces 5.6 liter of CO2 at STP. This is what I am asking. This is what is given. Now I am asking percentage purity of 50 gram of CO3 sample, right? Of sample is asked. It says if I am going to heat 50 gram of calcium carbonate, it produces this much liter or this much volume of CO2 at STP. So please provide me the information about the percentage purity of the sample. So how can you solve it? You can solve it by just first assuming the ideal case, that if you are heating 50 gram of calcium carbonate, if there was no impurity, how much volume of CO2 are going to be produced? That is your ideal case. But in reality, it is producing only 5.6. So just take the ratio of the two things. Assume 100% pure, you solve it, and then compare it with the real case. This is how you can check the purity. Okay, give me the solution. It's very trivial, beta. Till now you have remembered that weight of calcium carbonate is nothing but 100 gram per mole, right? Yeah, someone has given me the correct answer. Thanks. So it says calcium carbonate. So as I have told you, on heating any carbonate, you will get oxide and CO2. Now it says the reaction is already balanced. It says I am getting 5.6 liter only. So you calculate we will do it later. It says I am having 50 gram, right? So calculate the moles of calcium carbonate. They will come as half mole or 0.5 mole. If you are having 0.5 mole, then the moles of CO2 will also be 0.5. So volume of CO2 must be, it should be 0.5 into 22.4 liter, that is 11.2 liter, right? But we are getting only 5.6 liter. That means out of 50 gram, only 50% is pure. That is why we are getting only half of this. So you can say percentage purity is, this is what we are getting. This is we should get, and we are getting only 5.6. So 5.6 upon 11.2 into 100, that is 50%. Or you can solve it by other method, that 5.6 liter means 0.25 moles of CO2. And 0.25 moles can be produced by 0.25 moles of calcium carbonate. And 0.25 moles of calcium carbonate means only 25 gram of calcium carbonate. So out of 50, only 25 gram are reacting. So percentage purity is nothing but reacted upon given into 100. So reacted only 25, given is 50. This is how you can also calculate it. So I have told you two methods, right? So I think we should end our class here. So you are having any doubt, then you can tell me. I will repeat it. I am having 1 minute. Any doubt, beta? Till now? In the next class, we will understand the percentage yield. Just support it. Another concept, percentage yield. Any doubt, beta, from your side? Or shall I explain it once again? Shall I explain it once again? Okay. See, second method, you have just calculated by using the product. Okay. Just calculate by using the product. So what I am doing, they say that only 5.6 liter is obtained. So calculate the moles, 5.6 upon 22.4. So it will give you 0.25 moles of CO2. That means 0.25 moles. Using the stoichiometry, the moles of calcium carbonate should be 0.25 only. Right? If moles of calcium carbonate are 0.25, then its weight must be 100 into 0.25, that is 25 gram. But we are given with 50 gram. So rest of the weight is, that is the weight of impurity. Right? So out of 50, only 25 gram are reacting and providing CO2 gas. So you can just calculate the ratio and you will get the percentage purity. Is that okay? Is that okay? Is that okay, beta? Let me know. I'm waiting for your response. Yes. Okay. Fine. Fine. Anyone else? Is that clear? Fine, beta. So I have given you only one question and I want the solution before next class, right? Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you must have understood the POAC. That is a very important concept. These are little concepts. These are just to increase the difficulty of the problem. Okay. Okay, fine. Thank you. We will meet again tomorrow. Thank you, guys.